Hi everyone, welcome back. Today I'm going to show the Vienna game. So it starts after e4, e5, knight f3, and knight. Not knight f3, knight c3. So there are many things that black can play here, like knight f6. This is called the Falkbeer variation. So you can go for the Vienna gambit with f4. The best move for black here is d5. So if they play anything else like takes, then you don't need to do this, but if they take the pawn, then you play e5. So here if they pin the pawn, you can just play queen e2, and now the pin is gone and the knight still has to go back. So their only move is knight back to g8, and which after you can play knight f3 and knight, let's just say knight c6, and then d4. So you're attacking this pawn, you've developed many pieces, you have a strong center, and white is better here. So instead of taking the pawn, black should actually play d5. So this is a main line, and if they take, then you just take with the knight, and now the pawns are on opposite boards. So this is on e4 and this is on e5. So there are many ways that white can handle this. The best move here is d4, and then after takes, you can again rebuild your center. Instead of taking, so let's just say he takes en passant, then you should actually take queen x d3. And after queen trade, it's actually better because you can take with the bishop, and white's better here. He has a developed piece and this can be protected. So in the main line, what if they take this? So then you can take, and this is fine for black because he has a queen in the center that cannot be attacked for a while. So instead of those, knight f3 is also fine, attacking the pawn twice. So after takes, and this is also fine, but no, actually not takes, you can take with this knight. So this pawn is always going to be gone after like some moves like queen e2, which attacks this pawn. So that pawn is in danger. So instead of the main line, if they do something else, then it's obviously better for white because you push the pawn and the knight has to go back. So instead of knight f3, they can also play knight c3. This is the max lands defense. So now you can also go for the Vienna gambit again, and after takes, again knight f3. This is the knight variation. So if they attack, then just push the pawn, and now you have a center. You have two pawns in the center, two knights, and this bishop is going to take that. If they protect it, that's a bad idea because now you open your castling side, and this can always be taken. So instead of knight c3, so let's just say they didn't take. What if they play d3, d6? So now also you can play bishop b5, pinning the knight to the king, and you're also trying to take this after knight f3. So the best move is ex f4 now, and then knight c3, because if you want to go more aggressive with d4, that's also fine, but this comes and after this. So instead of taking, actually you shouldn't play g3. Instead, just move your king to king f1. It does seem weird, but white still has the advantage. So because the queen isn't doing much, and it can be chased around, and so let's just say something happens, and then So you're attacking the queen, it has to go back. So if it goes here, then you bishop x a4, and you can hand castle like so, like king f2 and then rook f1 and then king g1, and so let's just say this, and then rook king g1, that's also castling. So instead of this, if they play f6, then takes, and you're fine, because after bishop c4 you're attacking this. And there's also one line in the Vienna, no, it's not the Vienna. So instead of this, what if they play d6 first? So now it isn't the Vienna gambit anymore, this is called the Omaha gambit. And after they take knight f3 and d4, the main lines, and you have this. So if they play knight f3, you can also play h6, but g5 is actually the best move, because now you're protecting it. h6 is also fine, because next move you're going to protect it. So let's just say d4, and now this is very hard to break. So that's the Omaha gambit. This is Vienna game is one of my favorite openings. So they can also play many other things like bishop e7 or knight c3, the max lands defense, knight c6, or c6, trying to attack this pawn with d5. So that's also fine, but as I told, for white, the Vienna gambits always gives you good results, almost always gives you good results. So anything is fine. I recommend you play the Vienna gambit, but be careful, there are some tricks that they can do. So after takes, let's just say they don't play and you play, so let's just say a d6 and this. So after takes and knight f3, they can play bishop e7. So now they're trying for the check again. So bishop c4 is fine, but again this comes and checks, so the king obviously has to move back again. So you have to defend this, or your king can't castle that quick. So a good move here is actually d4, or d4 actually attacks this pawn, but again this check comes, and after knight takes, the queen comes, so it's actually better for black. Instead, because you have to protect the check, there's actually no way to protect the check because of this, because no piece or pawn can get into this way. So you have to let the check happen. So I think d4 is a good move, or anything else is fine. So this happens, and now king d2. So that's the best move, but black is better here because check. That's fine. Also you can bring your knight in to come along with the attack. So let's just say something like bishop c4, and then knight comes. So this is obviously way better for black, and the knight comes here to fork, or it can even come here, and the queen can also check. So that's the tricky bishop e7. But unless that, the Vienna gambit is very good, and the Vienna game is also very good. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and if you think this video is helpful for any other people, then please share it. Bye.